Hi everyone, welcome back to Messy and Beautiful. I'm Sarah Jane. Thanks for joining me today for another video. I'm going to be doing a plan with me for the week of the 2nd of September. The 1st of September I've kind of put in the last week of August, and I did a setup of my September monthly in my last video. So if you want to see how I did this, then go and watch that one. I am using this month, and I said this in my last video, as an opportunity to get back into my planner, and I thought a plan with me was a good way to start, just purely because I've been back planning basically for months and months and months. I don't know what kit I'm going to use, I haven't got that far, but I thought this might be a fun way to actually get me to use my planner. I have no idea what's going on next week. Charlotte's party, and I've got the podcast thing. This is like my characters kits that I have. Oh, Totoro. That's cute with the little balloons, isn't it? I said I was going to do planner themed this month though. Maybe I'll go back and I'll use one of the planner ones. But I've got 2 kit books left. From all the sticker kits I have, I've whittled it down to 2 albums, and some pockets are now empty, so I've definitely been using more of them rather than buying new. I'm just between these 2. These are both Every Minute Story. I think I might use that one because it's got there's like a computer thing, and I've got the planner podcast this week. So yeah, this is like my book of character kits, if you like, and the other one is a massive binder, not a massive binder, that's a lie, like an A5 like photo album style sticker kit. Oh, imperfection is a form of freedom. That's definitely got to go in, isn't it? We're also back to school this week, aren't we? So actually this is quite well timed. Back to school. There's not a lot in these kits is the only thing. They're quite expensive as well. They're a bit creased. They obviously don't fit in that folder particularly well. But yeah, so I am just using it as an opportunity to try and get back into planning. Now, I think this tape was... Is it this kit? One of these kits. This is an Every Minute Story tape. And actually, I've got the counterpart as well. I've got the little grey one that says plan, plan, plan on it. So I might use this to go with it. Yeah, so I thought this was a good way for me to like pick up my planner and be prepped for the week. So it's currently 26th of August. I go back to work tomorrow after a 2-week break. But I said a lot in my last video. This one's a bit calmer. I feel like I'm a bit calmer after doing my last video. That I have had a really, really good 2 weeks off, but it made me realise that I stopped planning when I started my new job in January. And I've kind of been chasing my tail ever since, and I feel like that's been my life. But I've spent the last few days like making appointments and sorting out things for the kids that I needed to sort out, you know, like haircuts and doctor's appointments, dentist and all this sort of stuff. And now I feel a little bit more in control. I am gonna try and keep it that way when I go back to work, and try and have a little bit more of a life rather than being so dominated by my job, because it is just a job at the end of the day. But it's not the be all and end all of my life anymore. It used to be before I had children, and they changed my life completely as to what I thought I was going to be doing with it. And I've kind of changed career. I've not changed industry, just kind of changed roles. And it's gone from being like, I know what I can get away with at a company that I've been at for a very long time, to I have no idea what I'm doing, let alone what I can get away with. That's not to say I was lazy or anything like that, but you know how much work you need to do to be satisfied that you've done enough. And I feel like I've lost part of myself a little bit along the way this year. So my goal is now to try and get a bit more perspective and be like, what is important here? This is just to pay the bills. My kids are going to grow, and I'm going to miss it if I'm not careful, and I am not willing to do that. And so instead of trying to pull back on other things in my life that I do enjoy, like my sticker shop and this channel, I've decided that I need to pull back on my day job. This is the thing, this is the thing I hate about this part that's being in Stalogy, is that it is an absolute nightmare to do anything because you lose half the page. Yeah, so I've decided I need to just rein it in a little bit of work, just do what I need to do and not try and go above and beyond, because that's what I do. I'm all or nothing. And try and be a little bit more calm. I'm sure it won't stay this way. I'm sure I will just fall back into old patterns. But I can try. And if I do this every time I come back off annual leave, and I have this attitude every time I come back off annual leave, something will eventually change, won't it? Not the most, in case you can't tell from the number of videos I upload, I'm not the most consistent of people. I'm not very good at sticking to things that I start, but if I don't keep trying, then what's the point? I also read Sophie Kinsella's The Burnout when I was on holiday. She is my favourite author, one of 3 favourite authors. I'm going to put this one at the top. Oh, biscuits. I just said I was going to use that tape, didn't I? And I didn't use it. I've got the Gummy Bears song going to my head. There's a band called... I'll go back to the Sophie Kinsella thing in a minute. There's a band called Punk Rock Factory. If you've not heard of them, they're brilliant. They do like Disney covers. I say Disney with some hesitancy because it's not all Disney stuff. But like classic kids shows, and like they do the theme tunes in like a punk rock version. I'm going to see them in November, and me and my husband were talking about that gig earlier. And for some reason, I've just got, oh, I know why. I saw a post-it note that had like what looks like gummy bears on it. And so now my head is singing the song. I'm not going to sing because I'm a terrible, terrible singer. But now my head's singing the song and I can't get it out of my head. And I'm sitting here singing it while I'm talking to you. Go and look it up, Punk Rock Factory, and it'll be gummy bears. And then it will get stuck in your head. It's one of those that's a proper earworm. And if you're old enough to remember, then join the club, like, because I actually remember the TV programme as well. If you have no idea what I'm on about, I'm very sorry. But yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I read this book called The Burnout by Sophie Kinsella because I literally saw it on the shelves and I was like, excellent holiday book, like definitely what I need to read. Particularly considering it's about her being burned out at work and all of this stuff and how she has like a little escape. I am going to chop that and use that on another page, I think, because I like the image. I'm going to keep it all in one and put something else up there. But yeah, I have just put it across the middle. No. Yeah, because then it doesn't take up so much room, does it? And it kind of gave me that feeling of like, this is exactly what I feel like at work. And I mean, she goes away and I won't spoil it. Oh, bugger it. If you've read Sophie Kinsella, you know. So she goes away and falls in love, basically. You know how they're going to end. That's one of the reasons I like her books, is that you know what's going to happen. You can predict it right from the beginning, but it's kind of how they get there is the fun part. And I won't spoil all of that for you and all the other bits that happen. But yeah, I read it and I was like, oh my God, like I relate to this in so many ways. And I quite often relate to her characters. There's one called The Undomestic Goddess, which absolutely resonated with me. And it's kind of the same premise. Like she runs away from work to go and do something else. And actually, even when I was reading that, I thought that if you, I mean, The Young Domestic Goddess, she's years and years and years old. One of her really, really early ones. But I love her. I love her writing. I think she's brilliant. Very funny, very witty. Like, easy reading. You know, proper fluffy book. Like, no concentration required. And, yeah, so I read this book on holiday and I was like, oh, that's like me and my life. Like, I feel like I need to run away from my job half the time. And I'm like, actually, why do I feel like that? Because there was a thing they said in it, and I won't spoil it, that I was like, that is so true. That is really true for day-to-day life. And actually, if I don't start just living my life for fun, then I'm going to die and it'll be over. Like, and I know that's really morbid, but that's kind of how it made me feel. So now I'm like, right, what can I do to change it? What can I do that's like just little things? I don't want to, you know, I do want to just up and leave and go and do something completely different, but I can't. I'm not fortunate enough to be in that situation. You know, I've got family and I've got family to support. So I'm just like, just do the little things that help you build on the things that you enjoy. Hence the planning. Not so much to plan out the things I enjoy, but just to try and get back a bit of creativity that's just for me, just for fun. Because yes, the planning is nice to be organised and nice to know what day of the week it is and what's going on in my life, because clearly I still don't know that information. But I would quite like to just have a bit more fun with stickers. I'm a grown-up and I like to play with stickers. So there you go. I'm going to put this one on that page because there's not a lot on here, is there? I'm still singing Gummy Bears. The only problem I have with these is that all the little envelopes are going to get covered up, aren't they? I don't want to do that because I always use date dots. I might just write a little number on the top of the envelope instead. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so because I feel quite in control at the minute, where I've spent all this time like organising a birthday party and booking all the appointments and this, that and the other, I am also planning a week ahead. I have never planned on a Monday for the following week, but I have the time, so I'm doing it now. And I'm a bit confused as to what day of the week it is and what's going on. I don't have a... She doesn't have many checklists in this kit. What are they? They're just headers. There's not enough checklists in these kits for me. I know they are one, but they're only 5 days of the week. I need 7. I want to do my meals, basically. Because the other thing, so I've signed up to, and I know some people are going to say it's really lazy and blah, 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 but I've signed up to Simply Cook, and I will leave a link down below. I think can give you a free box, I'm not sure, but whatever it is, use my link if you're interested. But it's basically, Simply Cook is a thing that sends you the like herbs and spices and sauces and things, and then you go out and buy all the ingredients. But it's just a quick and simple way for me and my husband to go, right, what are we eating? One of these, like, what do we need? We can go and get it. Because when the kids are at school and nursery and I'm at work and he's at work, it's all a bit of a nightmare and we end up eating a lot of takeaways and we can't really afford to do that anymore. So we were like, right, let's just sign up to one of these meal boxes. And I liked the idea of this one the most because then if we don't eat it, the things can stay in the cupboard and we're not wasting anything. Whereas if you buy like HelloFresh and stuff, if you don't eat it by the time, like, you know, the meat, for example, I'm not one of these people that just throws food away on best before dates. But if like the meat goes off or the fish goes off, then you're stuffed and you can't, like, you have to eat it in a certain time frame. Whereas this way we can go, right, don't fancy that today, let's just have some noodles or something, like, and we can work it out as we go along. But what day am I doing the podcast? Tuesday. So yeah, we've got those Simply Cook to kind of make our meals easier, but I still like to write down what I'm doing for meals every week, and actually I haven't. I've just been talking about that and I haven't left enough space to do it. I need 7 days to be able to do my meal plan, is the upshot of that. It wasn't intended on being a promo for Simply Cook. I am not sponsored by them at all. It's just something I'm doing, just as we're trialling it for a little while. It's been working so far. We haven't ended up with a backlog of boxes. We've had about maybe a month or so's worth up to now. So it is working for us. So I'm going to keep it going for the moment. and just see how we get on. But I still like to write down, when I'm on top of my planning, what we're going to eat. Just because it takes away, it's the decision making. Like, I'm tired after a long day of work and sorting out the children and putting them to bed. And it's like, we need to make a decision, have a quick dinner and just get on with life. Like, rather than sit around for ages or cook for hours and hours, or, you know, like first thing on a morning to take whatever out the freezer. I need to know what I'm taking out. I don't want to just, need to move that down too. I don't want to just wing it and then get to the end of the day and go, oh, I didn't take anything out of the freezer. Because I do forget, and I 100% forget all the time. But if I know what we're having, it just makes my mornings a bit easier. So I like to write down what my meals are. There is logic in what I say. I know I sound, if you've not seen me before, and I go round and round the houses. I just go round the houses, but I get there. I get to the point eventually. Just love a chit chat, don't I? Right, there we go. So that's how I like to set up my, that's my like this week section. There isn't a this week header, I don't think. There's lots of to-do stickers, but not very many checklists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Who needs 10 to-do stickers in a week? You've only got 7 days. Oh dear. Right. Important. No, I'm going to use a this week sticker, so I'm going to put that down. Am I? Where's the headers? There's the headers. Let's put down this guy. And then I'm going to put a this week sticker just underneath it. Working on the folded back on itself Stalogy as well, I realised. This is my scripts folder. This is how I keep most of my stickers now. I still have reusable albums, pocket albums, all sorts. But this definitely works for me. I definitely have some this week stickers. I've just got to find them. There they are. Every time I see those folders, I'm like, I promised Nicola I would send her those. I've got them all made. I still haven't sent them to her. At some point I will. But yeah. Right. Monday the 2nd. What am I doing on Monday the 2nd? There's something. Holly's got the doctors. Holly's also for a sleepover. How is that going to work? I did not think that through, did I? Right. I try and, I don't know why I do this. Tell me if you do this. When I get a kit, I try and associate the image with what I'm doing on the day, which is most of the time completely irrelevant because the kit has nothing to do with what's going on that week. But for some reason I do, and I don't know why. Right, Charlotte's party. I'll do a pink one. Right, and now I've done that, so I've gone left, left, left. That means the rest of them are going on the left. I don't know why. I just do that. Friday will be Holly back at school. Mum cup of tea time. I'll still have Charlotte, but she'll have a nap, so that'll work. Sunday, I'm at home. Love a Sunday. You can see my brain connections working. I am absolutely filled with anxiety about going back to work tomorrow. I don't know if that's normal or if that's just a you don't like your job thing. But I also have the kind of job where you have to work twice as hard to go away and twice as hard when you get back. So it makes you go, what's the point in taking any holiday? I laugh about it, but it's not funny. Right. So what have I got going on? Holly's got the dentist and a sleepover on Monday. So I just need a thing to mark her appointment. Not dentist, doctors. Oh, I can't even remember what's the right place. Right, little things, because this is little things. This is her. So this is Lily's, what the Littlies are doing. Right, Holly's appointment. And then Charlotte's at nursery and Holly's on a sleepover. Might do that one and that one. It's very grey, this kit, isn't it? It's not very bright. It's that phase where everyone went, oh, I love neutral. I don't mind neutral. It's not my choice, you know. But I do love a character. And I do like to leave some space as well, just so I can put in things like I watched TV tonight or like whatever I did. So I kind of forward and back plan naturally anyway. I'm not the sort of person that will... I'm not going to do that here though, because I'm going to run out of space. I need a checklist. Just in case. This is what I mean about standard vertical. They're just a bit too big for B6. They do fit, but only just. Yeah, so I leave some space of these are the things that I've got going on, but I also want to leave some room to be able to write in my planner on that day. And some days I'm like, I should have had a full page. Like, I really wish I had a full page of... I needed to do a sticker on that. Instead of a half page of, you know, like there, like it's a pretty busy day. I probably could have done with a full page, but never mind. Some days I don't get to write that stuff in and that's okay. But I do like to know what I did as well as what I've got to do. Right, what's going on Tuesday? So Holly's still at a sleepover because I'll have to go pick her up. So that's a to-do list, isn't it? So let's go for a yellow one and a pink one. I'm going to run out of stickers before I even get to next week, aren't I? Next week, turn over the page. Right, and then Holly's doing this just for my mummy, and Charlotte at nursery. Oh god, Charlotte starts nursery for 4 days this week as well. Oh god, it's all going on. Right, this day Holly is back to school. So do I have a back to school sticker? I probably do. Let's see. My school folder. Oh, first day. I'm saving that for Charlotte's first day of school, clearly, because I don't need any more than that. Oh god, I've got to book all the breakfast clubs and stuff. Have I written that down? PE on Tuesdays. Checks. My battery died. I've now got a massive extension lead next to me, but I'm not giving up, because if I give up now, I'm not going to finish this week, and then that defeats the whole point. So the only thing you missed was me going to my brain tabs page, because I mentioned about, oh, I've got to book all the after school clubs and things. And then I was like, right, so I've got to book early bird and night owl, which are our breakfast and after school club. Then I went, I've got to book school dinners as well. Oh, and I just mentioned about Simply Cool. Wrote that down. Check the swim dates. I know I've written that somewhere else, but I like to have things here as like I can flip back to it. And then I thought about other activities for Holly to do during school time, because I don't like her just being in after school club all the time, because all she does is just arts and crafts, whereas she can actually be learning skills and things at other clubs. Plus it's time with her own friends instead of time with other kids in the school. Anyway, but yeah, that's what you missed. So that's like my brain capture page that I've used while I've been doing this, so that when I go back to fill all of this in, then I can look back at that and go, right, what was I thinking about? Yep, I've done that now. I can tick that off and that sort of thing. So that's kind of where that came from. And then I put down these 2 little stickers for like Holly at school, Charlotte at nursery. This is kind of how I plan my week. I put all my stickers down first and then I think about like what I'm going to write in afterwards. But the reason I'm so behind in my planner is that I do like this. So I started bits and pieces and then I got to Sunday, but I never went back and filled it in. And then the following week I put all the stickers down, but then I didn't bother going and writing anything in it. And I don't know why I do that, but it's almost like this uses up all of my brain power, and then by the time it actually gets to writing anything down, I can't be bothered anymore. Maybe not can't be bothered, just don't feel like it, too tired, I don't know. But yeah, so that's all you missed. Bit of a tangent there, but so I'm now planning with a massive extension lead next to me as well, but I have to get to the end of this. I feel like I'm going to run out of stickers before I get to the end. I'm going to just do a short little checklist for that day because I feel like that day is going to be pretty mad anyway. And I'm just going to put down a to-do header. And a little checklist box. Right, I haven't put in what I'm doing. This is the thing, like I'm always thinking about what everyone else is doing, but I never think about what I've got to do. You know, if you're a mum, you're always last on the list. I'm not bitching about that. It's just the truth. There we go. So that's me at work. Right, what else? I think I might leave that space so that I can put in some bits. Like I've left a little gap here, and a little gap here, just in case anything I need to add in. I'm going to just move on because I feel like I'm going to run out of stickers. Right, so remember Charlotte's at nursery because she's starting an extra day now because my parents were having her and they can no longer continue to do that. So I need to put remember. I'm going to put in the little dot there. Hubby came in to say hello because he's just got in from work, so this is going well. This is why I don't film plan with me. Hauls are just faster. Right, and then Holly at school, isn't she, on Thursday? So I might use this one as well. Right, Charlotte at nursery, Holly at school. Where am I? I'm at work, sadly. And then I need a to-do list because I always need a to-do list. You can tell I feel this kit needs a bit of colour. I keep picking out the bright pink stuff. Well, not bright pink, but you know, the brightest shade of pink they have. And I'm going to use this one because those boxes aren't going to fit. I'm sure I was saying something before my husband came in, but I can't remember what it was. So there we go. That's what happens when you get distracted. Right, and then Friday, I don't know if we've got swimming lessons or not. Holly will still be at school. So I just need a little, one for Holly Bobs. I need a box for, let's put in a fun box, put in one of these. Just for whatever Charlotte and I are doing. I'm sure there's something. Oh, it'll be all prepping for a party, I expect. So I'm going to need this. I don't know if we have the swimming lessons yet. Like I said, I've got to check that before I can fill that in. Because the swimming lessons are all on a Friday. I keep saying I'm going to change the day, but it's something else I haven't got round to doing. Not for Charlotte, because I can't change Charlotte, so I have to change her swim school if I do that. But for Holly, I can change it. Right, and then I need... Alright, Saturday. Let's move on. Saturday will be a remember sticker because there's bound to be something I'm going to forget for the party. But I haven't got any more checklists, so I'm going to do it like this. 2. Oh, see, like I'm filming that podcast on Wednesday, filming, recording, whatever you call it, and I haven't put anything in for that, have I? Or for work. See, I forget things. You forget about yourself. Right. Notebook for work. And then I need a box for the podcast. I might use this one, little sticky note one. I might put remember above that too. Green one. There, there's now no space left on that day. Right, what are we doing on Wednesday? I've got a haircut on Wednesday as well in my lunch hour, because it's the only time I could get it done before SWPC. It's going to be a remember. Because I haven't had my haircut in a year. Charlotte's party is important. This is how I also decide to use the headers. I just go like, what is it making me think of as I do it? If you hear loads of fuzzy noise in the background as well, that's all like movement and stuff. That's just my baby monitor, because where I'm in the shed, I like to have the monitor on just so I can hear the children in case they get up in the night. I've got a random little cloud off the bottom of a checklist that I feel needs to be used up, because that's a bit sad otherwise, isn't it? For a little something. Oh, that's what else I was going to do. I've got these too, which are like the deco sheets. So, I don't want to go back that far, do I? I only want to go back a page or two. And I want to put in like just something to cover up that bit. Up there, look. Okay. Right, and then Sunday. What are we doing Sunday? Nothing. So, I will just chuck in a couple of boxes. On Sunday. And this is the thing, like at the moment Sunday is free, but by the time Sunday actually comes around, it will not be free. Like I will be doing something. And I'm going to put in a to-do. Over here. I feel like there's going to be another thing going on there. I like busy planning as well, in case you can't tell. I'm most definitely a busy planner. Right, I said there was 10 to-dos, so there's way too many than I need, isn't there? I don't have one on Saturday, but that's okay. What else? I'm just going to put you in here. That's not used as a checklist, that's just to mark the side so I can put some bits and bobs in there. And I'm going to do the same here. Got a couple of little icons left on that one. I've got some to-dos left on there. There's another little thingy. I like to use these like longer page flags for like time blocking, but I don't really have. I tried time blocking in this planner and it just did not work for me. That was like last year sometime. It's not anything recent. But yeah, it just didn't work for me, so I stopped doing it. I'm now just looking to use up the last few stickers, basically. Oh, I didn't need to cut that off because I could have just stuck that up there, look. In fact, I am going to do that. And then I'm going to move that little piece back. I stuck up here. She says, like, this is a great idea, and then it's not going to come off. Oh, there we go. You can tell the concentration level in a video like this versus one that like, this is where I've actually got to think through what I've got to do, and like my brain is going a million miles an hour in the background, but equally because I'm trying to think it, like, actually process it at the same time, like, I'm just a lot calmer. I'm a lot calmer. Right, that's only got to-dos left on it. That's got one important sticker. I am going to put that up here because I sometimes, if I have the space, like to put a little quote in. So I'm going to just put that there because either way my habits are important. Then I've got a couple of little bits of deco. I think I'm just going to chuck in there. And then that's just another to do. And the only thing I've got left is a few icons. So let's get them used. I feel like that's got to go next to a to-do list, doesn't it? Little cloud, that's cute. Put that in. Little tick box thing. Go next to remember. I don't really use icons. And a little mail thing. Go somewhere else. Where else can I put it? I'll put it in on Thursday. Right, there we go. So that is the entire kit used, other than, that's not a bad kit actually, in fairness. Just not as many checklists. Like, too many to-dos for the amount of time there is. But those I put in a reusable sticker album, so, or in my to-do, can go in my headers, I suppose, scripts, headers. Chuck it in my headers folder over there, and then that's that done. And then I have got a little deco sheet as well that I will use, but I'm going to do that once I've filled it all in. And I am going to sit and do that now, but I'm going to speed this bit of the video up, so just a bit of music. week I will on Sunday work out food and things like that and what we're going to eat. And then my to-do list I tend to do the night before when I'm actually like in this process. I go, right, it's Monday night, so what do I need to do for Tuesday? And then I'll go and fill Tuesdays in. And I'll also, if there are any gaps like here, I'll put in some information there. Now, I've left a gap underneath work every day because I don't know yet whether I'm in the office or working from home and what days I'm doing in the office. But I've kind of just filled in as much as I can. All the key appointments and places I need to be are all in there. And I can't really think that far ahead anymore than what I've already done because it's not this week, it's next week. But I hope you enjoyed this little insight into my actual planning process, and me using up a sticker kit as well. Tick, tick, well done me. It's not a new one, it's one that's been in my stash for about a year. So yeah, this is kind of how I do my week. And you saw me sort of flip back to my brain tabs page because again, I don't know what date I need to do things. But I hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to see some more videos like this, then let me know. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to come back and see me again. I'd love to have you back. Take care, everyone. Bye.